Hey, so I want to talk about how you can slay like Beyonce's. And I'm not saying that you need to be Beyonce, or she's the end all be all, and I'm in the beehive, girl, please. Uh, but I want to use her as an example since she just did Coachella, and a lot of people obviously loved her performance. And even if you're not a part of the beehive, you can respect her work ethic and you can respect the way she shows up. And the way she shows up is so captivating because you can see purpose all over it. So, how can you show up? Not as Beyonce, but as you, more powerfully, more strongly, more fiercely. The first thing you can do is that you need to have a little bit more faith in yourself and believe that who you are and where you are is exactly where you're supposed to be, but also believing that you are the best at what it is that you do. Second thing is stepping fully into purpose. So many people are hiding and afraid and ashamed. They're like, I don't know. But what would happen if you actually stepped up and stepped out into purpose the way Beyonce did, right? And then number three is disciplined. The only way Beyonce was able to put on Coachella is because she spent 11 hours, 11-hour days practicing, preparing, and positioning herself for this performance of a lifetime. That is called discipline because she's also a mom. She's also a wife, right? And she has babies. It ain't like they 12 or 15 or 30. She has babies, right? Now, granted, and along with her discipline and her purpose, she recognizes she doesn't do this alone. Her faith, her purpose, or her discipline. And this is a bonus. It's having a team around you, right? Because a lot of people say we have as many hours in a day as Beyonce. Yes and no, we do, but we all don't have the money or the support around us the way Beyonce does. So it is your responsibility to now think about not only not having strong faith, not only thinking about stepping into purpose fiercely, and not only about being more disciplined, but the next thing you need to think about is how can I stack my money in a way that I can use it for the best way possible to position me to be in alignment with my destiny, right? That's often we thinking about, I got to survive, I got to pay bills. But what if you shift your thinking and align that to purpose, then that's giving your money a whole different meaning. And then the second thing that we have to think about is having the support and the team around us. Who's on your team? Right? Because even when she's practicing and even when she hits the stage, she's not alone. She's not alone. Obviously, her faith is there as well, but she's not alone. So, who's on your team, or who do you need to bring into your fold or into your team in order to help you accomplish and get done what you need to get done so that you can slay not only as a woman, but you can slay in purpose? Because that's really why we're here. We're here because there's a calling on our lives. So, what have you been called to do? Because you need to be in the process of doing that. So increase your faith and believe that God called you here for such a time as this for a purpose that only you can do. Only Beyonce can slay the way Beyonce does. You can compare her to different people, but there will never ever be another Beyonce. It's like there'll never ever be another Whitney or a Michael Jackson. You got to learn how to show up and be faithful and believe that God brought me here with an intent and a purpose. Then second thing, you got to step into that purpose. If that means you have to do 11-hour days to get to where you want to be, are you willing to sacrifice it? Because purpose comes with the cost. Because although she spent all the time preparing, that came at a cost of maybe not seeing her kids as much or even being with her husband as much or doing other things. There's a cost to stepping into purpose. Are you willing to step into it? And then next is, are you willing to be disciplined enough to become the best at what God has called you to do? Right? According to Malcolm Gladwell's book, The Outliers, it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert at anything. Are you willing to put in the time and in the hours? And then lastly, again, that bonus, thinking about money differently, even down to buying tickets for her concert, which costs more than probably what you normally think about. That is a money mindset if you're like, I can't afford that. Instead, you can switch that money mindset, right? And don't say, I can't afford that, to thinking, what would I have to do to position myself to be in a place where I can go to this concert and pay for that particular ticket? That's a mindset shift. That's a poverty mindset to a wealth mindset. And then lastly, what team do I need around me so that I'm able to show up in my most fiercest self? Is that somebody to do hair? Is that somebody to do makeup? Is that somebody to watch your kid? Is that somebody to teach you how to perfect your speech and your talk or to sell your product? Learn, grow, evolve so that you can show up and that you can slay and you can shut down any place you enter, whether it's a stage or the boardroom or anywhere else.